Hey y'all, this is Liberated Love Notes, a podcast on Living Corporate Network hosted by yours truly, Brittany Janay, creator of Liberated Love Notes, Critical Self-Reflections, and Affirmations for the Culture. Y'all already know Liberated Love Notes is your source for weekly doses of self-reflection, affirmation, and reimagining for us by us. Y'all, before I share my thoughts, which might be pretty brief, this week I do have 3 asks for you. First one, quick and easy. Go ahead if you haven't already. Rate the podcast. Going over on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars for me. Appreciate you very much. Leave a review if you really feeling about it. Second, if you on the gram, go ahead and follow us. Liberated Love Notes on IG. Third, if you really feeling connected, do me a favor. Go ahead over to the site, BrittanyJanay.com. Check out the site. Do me a favor and subscribe to the newsletter. Scoop you, the fam, the folks you love, some liberated love notes. For the white folks who might be listening and lurking, go ahead and buy a deck or 2 for some of the black friends or colleagues in your life. Or just buy some. And I'll find folks to donate them to. Matter of fact, if you're listening, go ahead and send a link to your HR, your diversity lead, one of those woke executives at your organization, and have them commit to buying a bunch of liberated love notes for the black folks at your organization. Because reparations. I'm just saying. Those are 3 asks, y'all. Rate the podcast. Hit us up on Liberated Love Notes on IG. Stay connected at BrittanyJanay.com. I mentioned last week that I kicked off the year setting intentions around 3 words: clarity, ease, collective. Y'all, lifting up this second one here, I made a promise. I made a promise to myself that in as much as I'd be expanding my practice, Liberated Love Notes, the Liberated Love Notes podcast, among other things, that in as much as I'd be expanding my practice, that I'd strive to move and make decisions from a place of ease. Not urgency, but ease. Because purposeful work, entrepreneurial work we feel good about shouldn't equate to burnout. We deserve better. Now, the way that, that clarity is set up, I'm full aware that capitalism, white supremacy, all of that can make this out of reach, which in some cases is why a commitment to ease feels a little bit like resistance. I think about ease in the context of what we talked about last week. We, black folks, legit, be needing to work twice as hard, right? Everything about this world literally calls for us to do the damn most, even to survive. And so committing to ease, in as much as it can feel radical, I recognize that sometimes it might also feel impractical. The exploitative nature of capitalism makes it so. And so we do what we can, how we can. Ease for me even means, how I manage my own thoughts and reflections. How I curate this podcast, y'all. Thinking and processing and unpacking, y'all, that can feel like a lot, right? That can be a lot. Overthinking, I was about to say overthinking, but in this season of life, I've been reframing that, y'all. I'm not an overthinker. and all of the negative connotations associated with it, I'm a perpetual wonderer. Because ain't nothing wrong with my curiosity, my questions, me begging the question why and all the things. I'm going on a tangent. Anyways, what I was going to say that in as much as I am and own being a perpetual wonder, I also recognize that that can be tiring for me. And so this week, I want to do something different, y'all. I want to be a little less challenging and critical thinking and more affirming. We're going to keep it light today. I'm a model moving in ease. Practice, y'all. Practice. So the other night, I'm going to get there. Stick with me, y'all. The other night, I was reading a bedtime story to my son. I think I may have mentioned I have a 4-year-old. And I was reading a story. It's actually an adaptation of a poem that I used to think, and y'all might be familiar with it. I used to think this poem was written by County Cullen. I've since learned that this poem was written by an elder out of Chicago, Eugene Perkins. He actually wrote this as part of a play, and this poem, or lyrics rather, were a part of the conclusion of the play, a wrap-up, so to speak. The name of the poem, the book, the lyric is called Hey Black Child. Y'all, I was reading this to Braxton the other night, and when I tell you, and as much as it was a good night bedtime story for him, I caught myself as I was reading getting all the way choked up. Like low-key, not even low-key, like high-key emotional, y'all. And not emotional in the sense of me being sad, but it felt like a release. And as much as I was reading a bedtime story to my son, something about it felt soul-filling. Y'all, soul-filling. I think about the work of a brother, Dr. Darrell Brooks. He gifts us his brilliance with some language around self-reverence. He calls for us to adopt self-reverence practices, to reclaim our time with identity-affirming practices. I think about what it means for us to reimagine rest, to include getting in touch with art forms, right? Whether it's poems, music, or even a children's book, right? When was the last time you actually had someone read a book to you? I actually asked myself that. And y'all, something about speaking those words over my son, but then into my spirit at the same time, hit. And so I want that to be my gift and affirmation to y'all this week. Yeah, we're going to go light. Light, but filling. And so I'm going to read y'all this passage here and just ask that you listen and internalize everything I say here. Everything I say. It's true to who you inherently are. And so it reads, Hey Black child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey Black child, do you know where you are going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn? Hey Black child, do you know you are strong? I mean really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do. Hey, Black child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow your nation will be what you want it to be. Y'all. So, I hope you see yourself in this way. I hope you know who you are, who you really are. I hope you continue to gain clarity around where you're going. Y'all, I hope you feel empowered to learn whatever you need to learn to stay whole and free. I hope you know you are strong. Even as you heal, you are strong. And ain't no shame in feeling weak either. I hope you know that you deserve to reimagine your practice, your work, your life, your family, and future beyond the confines of the white imagination. I hope you know that your nation, the liberation of Black people, depends on your clarity, depends on your wholeness, depends on your freedom. And I hope you feel accountable to this. I hope you take this into your week. I hope you ground yourself in this moment and today. And when you feel like, whether it's overwhelmed or pressured, feeling like you need to do the most, I hope you're able to ground yourself in ease. There's actually a liberated love note. There's a liberated love note that gets at this duality of like needing to do the most, work twice as hard, but then also knowing that we are enough. Like even with this episode, I'm like, you know what? I don't gotta do the most. We ain't gotta overthink today. We just gonna be. We just gonna read. Anyway, the love note reads, some days I may choose to work twice as hard. Other days, they gonna get what they gonna get. Always, my best effort is enough. My best effort is enough. I am enough. You are absolutely enough. Peace. I'm gonna catch you next time.